Hello everyone, today is Wednesday, March 4th. This is going to be a quick trade recap of a trade I took in today's AM session. So let's get right into it. First thing I do before my session, which is 10 to 11:30, I try and find out which direction is going to be our highest probability, so either longs or shorts. So I do this by looking at these two charts here. First chart being our Asian range standard deviation chart. So we know if we sweep Asian session low or Asian session high during the London session or early morning, then we usually target the opposing standard deviation. So as we can see here, we swept Asian session low. So whenever this happens, we know that more often than not, price expands up to the opposing standard deviations here. So this chart here was giving me a long bias because we swept Asian session low. And then looking at our chart with the previous week ranges, going into 10 a.m., price was expanding up. So it gave me a clear sign that price was either heading towards previous highs or 50% of previous week's range. So this was two charts showing me a long bias high probability. So going into this small time frame chart, we would be looking for longs. So that would either be a break and retest off of previous cycle high for longs, which is the setup we took, or the other one would be if we sweep previous cycle low, we would wait for a close back above and then a retest for longs. So these would be our two long scenarios. Also, another one would be kind of what we did here, where we sweep previous cycle high, come back below, and then we take the retest again. So that's the three long scenarios, but we got this one here. So what we do is we wait for our 2-minute candle close above the key level. So right here was our first 2-minute candle close above, and then we enter on the retest. We know with this strategy that 27 points is generally a safe stop loss. So we never got stopped out here. And as you can see, we hit all of our targets. So my first trim was 25.010. That was just previous highs up here around this area. And then second trim here was 25.032.5. So a little bit after this first target, I trimmed a little bit more. And then our third trim was up here at 25.064.25. So that was right after this second target. And then third one, I targeted right before our 25.100 level. So this was my runner. I just put in a sell order at 25.097.25 to make sure I got filled there, since price was most likely going to target this whole number up here. But as you can see, we ended up getting our fourth target, but I was already all out of the position at 25.097, as we can see. So very simple trade today, just a break and retest off a previous cycle high. And these targets here are just standard deviations off of the previous cycle. So just drawing the standard deviations from previous cycle low to previous cycle high, and that's going to give us very accurate targets for our trade. But that's everything in today's recap, guys. I hope you guys have a good day, and I will catch you in the next one.